I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be excessive texting ruins sexual tension and sexual anticipation. I've got an email here from a guy who, well, let me just read it, and we'll go through some of the things that he's doing wrong that he needs to correct so he can get the things that he wants women to start doing. He says, "Hi, Corey. I seem to have a friend zone issue. I get the mixed signals of attraction, dates, late night meetings, sexual innuendo conversations, or straight up sex talk, which usually ends in extended moments of silence." That's not a good sign. That tells me that you're talking about things and you're saying shit that's inappropriate. I have asked, and that's what I talk about in my book, is like when you're starting to learn this stuff, you really should stay away from those topics, because most guys are just starting out, they get themselves into trouble and they don't know when to stop, and they can't tell when a woman's really into it and when they're not. So he says, I've asked directly, are you interested in more than friendship? And received, no, not right now. And that threw me off for a bit. For the last year, I have been in a few on and off relationships in which I became only interested in the person I was in a relationship with. I know from your videos that it probably wasn't the best idea, although I want something committed and to last. And what I see a lot of guys doing is when they go from having like no success with women, they get 2 or 3 women in their lives, they really deep down, all guys want a woman, like on a scale of 1 to 10, they want a 10 or a 12 to them. I mean, because the type of woman that I think is drop dead gorgeous, you might not be into, and vice versa. The type of girl you think's a absolute rock star, amazing goddess, I might have absolutely no interest, and she might do nothing for me at all. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But what a lot of guys do is they start dating women that are 6s, 7s, and they get kind of comfortable because things are good and it's better than they've ever had, but it's not ideally deep down what they really want, and they feel it in their heart. But it's so easy to be with a woman that's a 6 or a 7, especially when she's blowing up your phone. Oh, I miss you, I want to see you, and I want to kind of come over and do naughty things to you. And they're aggressive, and you're not used to having women doing these kinds of things or saying these kinds of things to you. And you're like, hey, this is great. And then so you kind of get in the rut and you just go along with things for a while. And you're not really into it, you're not really into her. And after a while, the woman can kind of tell, because women, they want to feel special, they want to feel loved, they want to feel amazing. And if they're with you and you just constantly communicate that you're really not into them, after a while, they're going to get turned off and leave. Unless they've got a really low self-esteem. So he says, the longest long-term relationship I've been in was 3 years. And the reasons that all of my relationships ended were on my part because I wasn't feeling it. The initial attraction wore off, or whatever, or differences in lifestyle and those kinds of things. Not all on a negative note. And I would say more than likely, because you're still just learning this stuff, is that you've never really gone out with a type of girl that just fucking blows you away. And if you had, maybe you got 1 or 2 dates and you fucked it up, or she just never returned your phone calls. That's what used to happen to me when I was younger. I mean, there's lots of beautiful women to date and have a great time with, and maybe have great sex, hook up, and have a lot of fun with. But the kind of woman that you want to have a long-term relationship with is the kind of woman that you hunger for. The kind of woman that when you're not around her, you're thinking about her, and she's feeling the same way. And if you're dating a 6 or a 7, it's going to be fun at first, or fun for a few months, but after a while, I mean, the bottom line, she's deep down, she just simply doesn't do it for you. And if you stay with her longer than you need to, because a lot of people do that, they stay in relationships or they stay dating women that they should have dumped or broken up with a long time ago. So it's just a bad way to go, because you're just never really you're not going to put your best foot forward with a girl that's a 6 or a 7. You'll put your best foot forward with a chick that's a 10 or a 12. Why? Because you like her, you really care about her, you really want her. You want her to like you, and vice versa. But when you have those kinds of connections with women, they're rare. But you got to get prepared. You got to have emotional strength developed by dating lots of different women and interacting with them and practicing these skills. Because when you start dating a 10 or a 12, any insecurities or fears or doubts that you have about yourself, they're going to come up, and it's going to be a lot harder to do things right with a chick that's a 10 or a 12 than it is a chick that's a 6 or a 7, simply because you like her so much more and you want it to work out. But if you haven't developed any emotional strength internally, what a lot of guys start doing is like they go back to the old ways that caused them to be unsuccessful in the past. So he says, the person I'm interested in has been around for about 2 years. She's seen, heard, and knows a lot of things about me and vice versa. We've only communicated while we've been single, and if we were dating, conversations usually were dead-ended. Hi, what's up? Not much, and that was the end of it. So recently, we've both become single and started talking and hanging out a lot. First, about our most recent breakup and what not happened, etc. He says, I got over it pretty quick. Then not long after, we were sending flirty texts or even sometimes dirty ones. Total text count per week was close. Listen to this. 400. Are you out of your mind? Who's got the fucking time to send 400 texts back and forth between one chick? That communicates to the girl that you got absolutely nothing else going on in your personal life. And not only that, it communicates you got nothing going on in your life. Women like guys that have ambition, that have goals, that have dreams, that are going somewhere in life. And if you stop whatever you're doing in the middle of the day, I mean, 400 texts in a week, that's just absolutely insane. It's like, why would she even need to go out on a date with you? I mean, she knows everything that's going on in your life. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And there's nothing unclear about how you feel about a girl if you're texting her 400 times a week. The phone is a communication device to set up dates. That's it. Nothing else. So when a chick texts you or she reaches out to you and says, hey, I was thinking about you, wonder what you're up to, you say, oh, great, so awesome to hear from you. When are you free to meet up for some drinks so we can get together and catch up? Question mark. Send that. Let her send you a response. Whatever day or days that she says she's available, pick whichever one that you're also available and make a definite date. Say, I'll pick you up at 8 or I'll meet you at the bar at 8 or whatever it happens to be. Make definite plans. And if a woman's not willing to make definite plans and nail something down specific, meaning you got a place to meet or you're going to pick her up at a specific day and time, then just withdraw the offer. Just, hey, just give me a call when your schedule's a little more open. Let's definitely get together. And then walk away and do nothing. But if the girl really likes you and you've done everything right, when you go to make a definite date, she'll do it with you. It's just 400 texts. That's just crazy. You're talking chicks right out of dating you, liking you, and sleeping with you when you're doing that shit. And that's what guys that don't know what they're doing, that's what they do. They talk to women incessantly, and they answer every text and every call because they're afraid if they don't or they don't stop what they're doing and have a conversation that they're going to lose her somehow. He says, though I'm still flirting and I don't receive it back the same, and that's when I asked about the interest thing. After that, I stopped flirting, texting in person and got many more texts asking to hang out. See? I have a few times, but others I say I'm busy or I leave the text and I'll later ask if she wants to hang out. After about 2 months of that, we have had talks about relationships and dating, and she has mentioned she likes to move fast. And the other thing is, why are you talking about dating and relationships? It's like you're not in a relationship, and it doesn't sound like you're really even dating her or doing much with this particular girl. He says, I'm more of an enjoy the moment and don't rush things kind of person, but I'm no prude, but I like to know for certain what's going on. Because of her saying she wasn't interested, I didn't think it was said or directed towards me. And see, that's what guys do. You're deluding yourself. You're bullshitting yourself. You're completely ignoring the facts, and she's very clear up front. I only think of you as a friend, but yet you're going, okay, well, it doesn't apply to me. And then you just keep fucking chasing her and blowing up her phone. And that's why she wants you to only be a friend, because you act like a male girlfriend. You act like a butler. You act like a manservant around her. You don't act like a lover would act. A lover is a man. Women love men who are direct and get the point and don't fucking beat around the bush. And you're out of your mind texting that much. He says at first it was me initiating conversation, and then it was mostly her being the first to message in the day. And my question is, when she messaged you, why didn't you set up dates with her and get off the phone? After a bit, she puts Facebook status invites for dates, and I replied to a few and asked if she was talking to me. She answered, who else? Then about 2 weeks later, now you're communicating like, are you interested in me? Do you really like me? That communicates that you don't know what's going on and you don't know how to read women very well. And it communicates weakness. That you're acting like a woman. Women act that way. When women are unsure of themselves, they talk about how they're unsure, they're insecure, or they hope that you like them. But when you act that way as a man, it's a total fucking turnoff for a woman. She asked if I was busy. I said no, I'm free. And we hung out, and she mentioned dating and having sex with another guy. I said, all right, and then she replied she didn't want to talk about it, so I just said, let's go for coffee. And we sat for a coffee shop And she started talking about bad dates and how they never lasted, whatever. And I replied, not as long as me then. And then she smiled big. She didn't answer, but she laughed a bit. And when she kept up the humor the rest of the evening, it ended up with an amorous hug. Why are you not going for the kiss, dude? That's why you're in friend zone, because you're acting like, because you're too afraid to go to make your move on this girl. It's like when you're out and you're having a good time together, grab her and fucking kiss her. And if she won't kiss you back, then don't waste any more fucking time with her. It's been about a month since no contact. I lost my phone and we haven't texted or called each other since, but on Facebook she does the status invites for dates and whatever, and I haven't replied to them because I figured she could ask me directly. Like, now you basically are acting like the woman. You're waiting for the woman it's like you're waiting for her. It's like she's assumed the role of the man, and now you're acting like the woman, waiting for her to call you and ask you out. He says, I'm not really sure where to go with this because, I mean, she's inviting you to go out on a date, and you're going, oh, well, I don't like the way she's asking me. It's like, come on, dude. He says, because I'm dating and fucking the other guys is usually a closed door in the friendship situation, I've gone out and received numbers and emails and planned dates with other women since, but I'm wondering, should I bother pursuing the girl that used to be my most frequent contact by pursuing her through emails on Facebook? Absolutely not. When a girl's blowing you off, you don't just start pursuing her. That's just going to make her blow you off more. He said, or should I just move on and pick up the other women I have attention from? You need to move on and talk to other women. Stop fucking with this girl. And if this other chick reaches out to you, plan a definite date. Go out on a date, pick her up, or go meet her someplace for drinks. And at the end of the date, or if you guys are playing pool together and she's touching you and she's playing with her hair, you got to look for all these things. And it sounds like you just have no idea what to look for or when to tell when a chick is really into you, and that's a big part of your problem. So I would encourage you to read my book, download my book. You can go to my website, and underneath the email sign-up box is the link to the Amazon Kindle download page. Just click that link. It'll take you right to the Amazon page, and you don't have to have a Kindle device to read the Kindle version of my book. All you have to do is download one of Amazon's free Kindle e-reader apps. They have them for iPhones. They have them for Android smartphones. They've got them for tablets. They got them for PC, and they got them for Macs. So whatever computer or electronic device you have, they've got a free app for it that'll turn into a Kindle. Once you download the app, it's a matter of seconds to download my book, and you will be reading it in no time. If you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen, send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. You just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.